Howdy, H1Z1 fans. Thanks for watching today. You're gonna have to bear with us. You're not gonna see super high production value. That's not our goal here. Our goal is reality. You're looking at members of the dev team. You guys decided on a bunch of things. Actually, you couldn't make up your minds about exactly what you wanted. So as we said we would, we picked a feature that we thought was going to be way harder to do in 12 hours than it should be. And we decided to do it as a stretch goal. So we're excited to show this to you. And what I'd like to do is to introduce you to the guys that are actually going to be working on it. This isn't the entire dev team. These are only the guys that are going to be working on this specific feature. You'll get to see the whole dev team today, don't worry. But here we go. I will let you guys introduce each other.
Hi, my name is Tom Shank. I'm kind of the technical director, the leading of the code team right here. I'm working with these guys to try and get this barricade stuff set up today. It's going to be interesting features, try and get a few things done. We'll see kind of what it takes to get past some of the bugs you'll see, I'm sure, and just get things set up inside the terrain system. I'll pass you off here to Mitch, one of our coders.
Hi, my name is Mitch Evans. I'm a senior programmer here, and I'll be doing a bit of the back-end work and some of the socket-based placement of the barricades. Should be fun, and I look forward to seeing the zombies pound against the windows.
Hi, I'm Lenny Gullo. I'm a game designer for H1Z1, and I'm going to be, helping control the design and make it up with for putting these barricades on homes and buildings, wherever we're going to try to make it fun for players to, have a real-life world that they can interact with.
Hi, my name is Bill Yates. I'm the art director on this project, and I'm going to be helping generate art assets for the cool barricades.
I get double mic, sweet.
All right, let's talk. So, figure it out, guys. What are we going to do?
Well, the first thing we've got to do is figure out how we're going to set the barricades up.
Here, grab the mic first before you put it somewhere over there. Yeah, there we go.
Got it? All right. So we're going to figure out what we're going to have to put up in terms of data side and in terms of asset side. And it looks like for the most part we've got the socket system set up to basically allow the barricades to go onto houses. And we have to set the houses individually, right?
That's correct. The houses are all going to have their own sockets on each window and door.
Explain what sockets are.
Yeah. Sorry, a socket is a point that's on the house that we can connect an object to. So if we have a socket that it's hidden, the player doesn't see it, but it's there, and we could say, hey, I'm going to attach something to this socket. And for this case, we're going to put a barricade. Like it could be like planks of wood, whatever it is that we decide will be a barricade that player can put on there. So we can put these sockets on different points around the house, like all the windows and the doors. We just got to figure out where we want to put those, and we'll get that all set up through the actor tool.
What would be the best house to start with that's give us the most bang for the buck, right? The first one we use to test. Is that going to be one of the small two-room houses? Or?
Yeah, I would start with, I'm thinking.
I'll just hold it in the middle.
It's such a natural conversation while passing a mic.
Yeah, we're getting more
mics
out here, so it's
Yeah, I would start with the small one-bedroom house that we have populated around the world right now. That one's really fleshed out with objects inside. It looks like somebody has been living there, and we have a lot of those in the world right now. So we'd get a lot of bang for the buck if we put sockets on those houses.
Sounds pretty cool. I can't wait to claim my house. So my cupboard, my gear, boarding up the windows.
You were telling me that you like to actually stash stuff in the cupboards that anybody can open because you're just hiding them, hoping that nobody finds them during the playtest, so then you can go back and then get your stuff later.
Yeah, and I guard them a little bit.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, Mitch is
lying. He's not guarding them a little bit. He's pretty murderous.
Yeah.
No.
That was really, well, never mind. I got a mic.
Got a mic? All right.
Yep.
All right, so what are the assets we need?
So we've got some of the barricade wood stuff pieces. Do we have the destructible part of that set up for a chain we can attach yet, or do we have to set that up separately?
We'll have to set up the destructible object states for the barricades on the windows. Should be fairly simple and short. Maybe 2 or 3 states in between to show as the boards are being broken, so you can gauge how much of the strength is remaining of the barricade by just looking at it.
Okay, we can build off some of the stuff we did for the doors already, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct. Right now we have like the plywood that we could start with for now, and then we can come up with the different splintered states, as Mitch was saying.
Okay.
We need to get some art for that made, and then we can.
Well, we have the cross board system as well. Do you want to use some of that as well, or?
Yeah, I mean we can get the artists to actually make us like planks like people are nailing on planks across the board, windows and the doors. But for just for like the proof of concept to get this working, I would rather start with a simple piece of plywood.
Okay.
We'll get different damage states on it, and then we'll get it working and see how it works, and then we can come up with all these different types of barricades that players can use.
Okay, and we'll start with the main town POI right now and expand from there.
Right.
Okay. Any real big risks for that? I mean, the art assets should be mostly in place, and all that code's kind of tested, but we haven't really put it in and tested it with the AI yet, so we have to see how that works.
Right. And the code needs to be modified just a little bit for multiple sockets of the same variety in a house.
Oh, right. We talked about that this morning a little bit. Yep. Okay. So a little bit of code work under the hood as well.
And this
a little bit of artwork.
This is something that's going to have to be crafted, right? So players are going to craft it and then put
In
it
fact, I
onto
want to
their...
make sure we do that today too. So we got to get. Where's Paul Carrico? Paul.
Carrico!
Now we're going to introduce you. to
Summoning
someone.
Paul.
As he comes out of his
A pair
office.
legs without a head. Is,
Right.
Just starts
There he
talking
is.
from the
There's
wire.
It's just
Come on, Paul.
now Paul's in charge of the crafting. A lot of you have been asking what kind of crafting.
Oh, here you go. Good mic.
So Paul's in charge of the crafting. He's done a very, very deep crafting system. It's actually one of the things we're the most proud of for H1Z1. We really feel like crafting is going to be seriously where it's at. We intend to make it really, really crazy in depth. It's something that we want to make a tentpole in terms of what H1Z1 is as a game. Now, what's going to be cool about it is you'll get to see the recipe being made. Paul can make that. I guess you guys will have to provide the ADRs for that, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then when he makes the recipe, literally you can go chop down a tree, get these things down to planks or whatever you're gonna do for the art there. And then Paul can make a recipe to basically make that into a barricade. And then in real time, what's gonna happen is we'll use a placement tool that we have that Mitch worked on to literally be able to place it over the entrance to the thing. Now, one thing that's important to note, our zombies are, when we say they're deadly, we're not kidding. They actually can go inside of houses just fine now. A little too fine if you ask me. In fact, it's very easy to get trapped inside the house, because if you go into a room, the zombies will follow you and they'll block your exit.
collision too, yeah.
And there's collision. It's pretty messy. Now, the fun part here is we want them to be able to bust down the barricades over time, and that'll be a stretch goal for today. But can you imagine if you barricade it up and then all of a sudden zombies come busting through, you hear them bashing outside? That's kind of the immersion level that we're going for.
I mean, just a couple other things. I don't know if we want to talk about it right now, or maybe I'm sure people end up seeing it throughout the day as we kind of have the camera. But like a couple, like looking ahead a little bit, what kind of issues do you think we're going to run into? Talk a little bit about maybe the pathing initially.
Well, the pathing is one of the big issues, right? Because this is a dynamic object that goes into the world, and that's going to affect the way the pathing has to work. And so that's kind of a risk for us in one respect, which is we have to make sure they drop in and get into the pathing system correctly, and the zombies know where they are, because otherwise they go right through the barricades and you built them for nothing, right? And we've got some of that already. We've got some of the door and other barricades for the actual doorways. The windows is a bigger thing for us. Right, allowing them to go and do that.
Sure.
Gonna have to make zombies mad at barricades too.
That's
Otherwise,
actually
they're just
pretty
gonna ignore them.
Right.
You know what, guys? Now's a great opportunity to take some questions from chat. Can we grab this?
Yeah.
Okay, we want to take questions from chat. First of all, though, chat has to be slightly less insane, but that's just a pipe dream. So let's not even pretend that's going to get nice.
Or there's also, Tony, do you have Twitter up?
Yeah, so here's how we're going to do this. We're going to try to eyeball chat, but we're also going to watch hashtag H1Z1 design, all one word. And if you guys have some questions for the team about barricades, go for it. Keep them to barricades just so that we can actually make this somewhat productive.
Sure, yeah. And we'll be looking at that all day today. We've actually got Radar Z. I hear he has now officially been renamed. I'm going to be taking a look at that while we stay at work. Any of them popping in yet there, out of curiosity? All right, cool. Let me see if I can. Someone wants to hear Clegg scream.
Hold on, get the
There's the mic motivation device.
Yeah. So I'm mic'd up.
Yeah.
That's right. That was because you ran me over. What the heck, man?
I see why they thought it was scripted now. That was one of the worst screams I've ever heard for our pig.
Well, I don't, it was a fake scream, definitely.
Men shouldn't have to scream on camera, just because if you scream like a girl, you're never going to let it down.
It's true.
I don't know. Zombie pops out of a closet.
That's only going to scare one person in this office, right, Bill?
Yeah, that's me.
It's funny that our
Our
director
is actually afraid of zombies for real.
Yeah, I'm morbidly afraid of zombies. It's uncanny.
It's not even a
John's
joke.
like, they're not real, Bill.
They're not real, Bill.
They are not real.
You know, it's kind of funny. The story of H1Z1, we're going to be sharing with you later, but it's pretty interesting. There is a lot of history behind this virus, and as we were digging and uncovering it, we're pretty startled to sort of see the actual, true viral history dating back. It's got to be dating back to the Middle Ages now. So we're going to be sharing that stuff with you. It's pretty cool. We've done a lot of research on this and kind of surprised at what we're finding. All right, do we have the questions?
Someone would like to know if barricades will be able to be made from different types of materials. I'm guessing the difference.
Hell yeah.
Will barricades?
Yeah.
Oh, I already have a mic. Will barricades be able to be made from different types of materials?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we can make like metal barricades, wood, different stuff.
We'll
We'll talk.
talking just before this, like it could be as simple as like a sheet, and it's just you're just trying to make it so they can't see through the sheet.
Right.
He's got a mic. So there's obviously there's.
Oh, yeah, you need a mic.
Yes. Well, he's got a mic.
I don't know if you can hear me.
All right. Can you hear me now? Yeah, we were talking earlier about we could have like a sheet just to block this, so they can't see you, but they could still hear you, but it doesn't stop them. So it's like the smallest level of protection. And then Lenny and I were talking a long time ago about like putting up like hurricane barricade, like huge steel, like quarantine style, where like it's almost indestructible to a zombie. Obviously, that'd be very hard to craft, but there's no limitation on what we could do. Paul could come up with a recipe. We could give the barricade whatever attributes, and we could do. I mean, the possibilities are limitless.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. Why don't we get cracking on this stuff? And we're gonna do now is let these guys get to work. Now, what we're gonna be doing is Jimmy and Adam are gonna be actually taking a kind of a tour around here, and this is the H1Z1 area. And what we're gonna do is actually make it so that you get to meet the team. We actually want you to meet the people on the team, not just the people here. Everybody is gonna introduce themselves, and you'll get a chance to see what they're working on, kind of peek over their shoulder, and we're going to do this throughout the day, so it should be pretty fun. And then we're really stoked when the players get here to actually let them play the game, and it's going to be a blast. So this is a marathon, not a sprint today. So come in when you can. We understand if you have to leave the stream for a while, but if you check back, you're going to see some great progress on this, and you'll get to see gameplay. And by the way, it's really tragic that you guys still have not figured out that last password thing on the
They
on
drove
the
me
website.
insane all weekend over this. Like
Yeah,
Twitter, Twitch, everything.
So let's give some background for what that is. Like, we put up on our website, we have little tells, little secrets of passwords or hints of gameplay footage or screenshots. We've been doing this over the past month, and players have been slowly figuring out on our website the little codes. Well, this most recent one, they haven't figured out the last step, and they've been going nuts trying to figure out the last password to unlock a gameplay video or something, right? Isn't that what it is?
Well, let's put it. I mean, cheaters never prosper. They found something.
Okay, yeah. So they were able to find something, but
it's we're actually going to put on camera the guys that are making the website, so maybe they'll have mercy. Personally, I would have none. I'd say if you can't find it, you don't get to see it, but that's just me. But you're going to get to see plenty of streaming today. Don't worry, you're going to get full streaming of the game. And in fact, we had to turn off one of the AV filters that we have on it. We have this awesome noise filter that one of our graphics guys did, but it's not making life too good for live streaming it because it screws the compression up. So we've actually we went out of our way to make sure that you have as good a live stream experience as you can. So I'm going to throw it back to Jimmy and Adam and let you guys go crazy.
It's awesome.
all right.
Well, ready, guys?
So I guess we actually have to meet everyone else then.
All right.
Yeah, I know, right? They're so comfortable till you have to get up. It's horrible. So I think we haven't really discussed logistics here.
So that
We need
was
to
fun,
run
right?
around and just find the code.
Yeah,
area
so
and
I guess
everything.
we could take the roaming camera and we can, here's the mic, here you go. We could take the roaming camera and start meeting the team, right?
We can do that. Sorry, I'm staring here at chat.
He's looking at chat.
Keep
Is there
talking.
any questions out there? Oh, okay. So you're going to meet coders, artists, designers, but basically the way this team works is everyone is basically a game designer. There's no one's opinion goes unheard on this team, which is actually pretty cool because you get some really awesome discussion. I don't know, that meeting was kind of small. We usually have big, large meetings where the whole team's involved, but it's the same type of back and forth discussion that happens. It's really cool, actually.
Well, something else that happens as well, like a lot of these meetings are a little bit different than what you would expect on some other teams as well, because we do work differently. So these meetings are fairly short sometimes they last a long time. At a day like this, we're going for 12 hours, just the initial implementation, or just the tech director and a few of the people who would be working core at the beginning of it. And from that point throughout the day, we'll be having a lot of discussions about how that will work, and you'll see how that is. We're, once again, very organic. We know what the initial implementation is going to have to look like, and then we're going to have to find what other support we need as we work into it, which is actually a lot, I mean, personally, a lot more fun, and typically turns out to be a little bit quicker as well.
Yeah, definitely. So do you want to go walk
Sure.
around and meet some people?
Well, I need confirmation. Do we have a camera ready to do so?
Oh, okay.
Almost.
Almost. Let's take a question.
I saw Sir Scoots in here, said to get that Republic filth off of his stream. Scoots,
Oh.
get out of here, man.
That's right, Scoots.
Get out
He's
of here,
MC,
Scott.
right? Right.
Yeah, he is.
Thank you. Good man. Is the game going to be a good mixture of FPS and third person, or is it going to be primary, more advantages to be in first person? So we're going to have server rule sets, basically. We're going to...
That's what we've talked about.
We've talked about server rule sets and things like that nature. So if there's a large community that wants a first person only server rule set, then we can look into it and make it its own server. So it just all goes back to what we're doing here with being very open about the community and really listening to what you guys want in your game. And that's something that I noticed coming onto this team. I noticed that there's a lot of people that like to play these type of survival games very differently. It's not just all one group of people.
Yeah, which is, yeah, we actually, we're fortunate enough to have a big mixture of players here on the team as well. It's actually really funny sometimes we do get into more of the gameplay-centric discussions, not necessarily about one particular feature, but those gameplay discussions can get a little heated sometimes because there are people who really want to play a certain way. We want to make sure that we cater to as many people as we can, but we're not going to sacrifice our core gameplay because once again, it is a hardcore survival game. And the last thing we want to do is run around and take every little bit that we possibly can and throw it in there and water it down too much.
Yeah, especially. Yeah,
it's a tightrope act. It really is.
Yeah, I saw a quick one. Yes, there's going to be VoIP.
Yes, there's VoIP.
What's VoIP?
VoIP's in. VoIP.
VoIP. VoIP is in. Voice over IP.
Fragile. Escape. VoIP.
VoIP. Yeah, that's going to be in the game. That's a big
proximity.
That's a big part of this type of game. When you walk up to somebody and you start talking to them, watch any streamer, and you will see them light up as soon as they get next to somebody, and their character really starts to flow. And it's going to be a huge part of this game as well.
Yeah, huge for trolling and for roleplay.
Yes, exactly. So I think our roaming camera's ready. Are we good?
If I get called Idra one more time, I'm just going to freak out.
What?
Idra. You know Idra? You know the StarCraft player?
Oh, okay, no. I'm not big on the StarCraft scene, sorry.
I don't look like Idra. Do I look like
Sorry,
Idra?
guys.